call to order, regular meeting for Tuesday, May the 28th, 2024. Ms. Shirley, can you lead us in prayer?
Lord, we come before you, throne of mercy and grace. First of all, to say thank you, Lord. Thank you for your kindness that you've shown to us, Lord. Like you look over this meeting, let everything be done in decency, Lord, to give you the glory. Look down on all family members that are represented today. You know our hearts and you know our minds. We just thank you for the goodness and the name of the Son and the Father, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Please join us in the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, that brings us to our roll call. Ms. Debbie Owen.
Here.
Ms. Bruce Shaw is out. Ms. Shirley Anderson.
Here.
Mr. Andy Bishop's out. Ms. Bo Cotton. Here. Ms. Ashley Ferguson.
Here.
Mr. Mark McDermott.
Here.
Matthew Peterson. Here. And Josh Rosen is present. All right, we have a quorum. Has everybody had the opportunity to look at the agenda for tonight?
Move to accept the agenda. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. All right. Has everybody had the opportunity to look at the regular meeting minutes from May 28th, 2024?
Move to accept the minutes.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. All right. That brings us to old business. A is to discuss and make recommendations concerning the change of minimum lot size. Mr. Martin, did you have the actual revision? Yes.
Yeah.
Sure, Ms. Shirley?
Oh, wait.
Okay. The change in ordinance, that was sent is, that the minimum lot size, for major developments shall be 1 acre, and to also increase, the frontage from 100 to 125.
Definition of major, do we have a definition of that?
Major developments would, what's the best way to define, I'm not looking at the actual definition.
I can tell you, there's absolutely no definition in the ordinance what a major development is.
I was trying to look through the subdivision ordinance to see, like, who this impacts. Is it, if I've got 4 acres and I wanna put 4 houses on it, is that okay? Or if it's gotta be a certain number of,
That's where some of the behaviors of this is kind of falling into. At this point, we've had our public hearing, we received public comment on it. From my side, does anybody see tabling it, bring it back up to the next meeting once we have some,
I'll make that motion. I move that we table.
do we see the implications with tabling it and bringing it back up? Once the engineers have an opportunity to look at it, those who can have a little better grasp of what we have.
I think we probably ought to have somebody come and give us some information. This is what we see the impacts. I mean, we all have a couple of ideas about what the impacts are, but.
We're not studying it particularly.
Yeah.
We just get one little piece of the pie,
Right.
we just don't see the whole pie.
Otherwise-
How does it affect everything else? We're gonna grandfather people in?
Grandfather impact.
Till we get more.
So let's plan, let's look at tabling it, till we hear recommendations and impacts by whether it's the engineer or a parish manager can present where the impact was. Do that?
I made the motion.
Second.
All right.
Yeah, but we need to, like, somebody's gotta know we're waiting on that.
That's correct. I will,
How do we?
Ms. Nikki, you hear kind of what's going on with it?
So
So actually vote on, we're not gonna actually vote to proceed with this today, to make a recommendation. Where our vote is gonna be to table it until we hear whether it comes from the engineers, whether it comes from our parish manager, whoever can bring us information of where the impact's gonna be and what it'll affect. So, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes carried. All right, that then brings us to discuss and make recommendations concerning rezoning for Silos RV Park, US Highway 61, Jackson, Louisiana. We had discussion a few minutes ago with the owner of the property, that he is willing to put in, restrictions of a time frame restriction on it for how long somebody can live in the same place. We talked of 2 weeks, we talked of a month. Besides that conversation,
I think they answered our.
they answered the questions that were concerning you.
Questions, so.
I recommend that we not until we make a change in our thought about a time restriction. We just can't give the trust fund out to anybody, and then when it comes back, then we're gonna have to face this, if we keep doing it, too very low.
I'll second that. All we've got to do is make a
We need to
revision
make a
here,
revision.
which we can put on the next meeting.
We can recommend that revision get put into the ordinance, but that does not mean the police jury is gonna agree with it.
Well, then if they
Yeah,
don't do
had
it, then
that.
we go back again.
Then it's all done.
I think we're gonna implicate ourselves in some problems if we go to change. He is doing right now.
We've done everything
To
that
the
we've asked him
ordinance,
to do.
that's the ordinance as it stands today. We have asked him, and he has been willing to say, I will put a time restriction in it.
Well, he didn't really willingly say he'll put a time restriction, he said, because I own it, this is what I want to do.
He said he's
That's-
willing, when we mentioned that, he said he's willing to
Now,
put some restrictions in.
he said, I own it, that was not his focus, it was not his concern primarily, until we brought it up to his attention.
That's right.
That's
And
true.
so he was still hesitant, and he made the comment that because it's his, then that's not what he's running. But just because that's yours and not what you're running, doesn't mean it's not gonna happen. So,
I think we're in a tight spot with it, because
Yeah.
there's nothing in the ordinance that says,
There's nothing that says no.
when we make a recommendation, that he brings in a written, contract that has a time restriction for the speaking on first of all.
But we can't because it's not a current requirement. That is
Well,
the
special
problem.
This does have a written section. Maybe, what do we?
So what we're,
to zone it from, A to R4. That's what
That's all we're doing, but.
that's what this does.
Let's just shoot out something first.
He still has to bring that, he still has to go through all of the permitting process, and bring his plan to the players to be approved.
But
we
the
still got a
permitting
process
the
left.
permitting process doesn't eliminate the problem if we have seen the grants tonight with the time limit, things like that. The permitting process is not gonna stop squash.
We don't disagree with you at all. What we're saying is there's nothing that's.
But he's filed, and he's got, we gotta work under these rules. We can't stop him, we can't stop him.
No one is saying stop it, but there can be a special, we've done it with many other people. Make sure that it says this, make sure it says this, bring it back, make sure it says this. If we're not the rule makers here. I mean, we know it's gonna be a problem, so you're gonna have 600 more people come here and wanna fight because you did for them, because this hasn't been changed, you can't put anything else to change it, put it in place, so it's gonna be a snowball effect.
So if somebody else
Because I know
comes,
somebody right now who's thinking about doing an RV park. So I already know that there's in their plan, so they're gonna be able to do that.
yeah, the way the ordinance is.
Unless we change the ordinance.
Unless we change the ordinance.
But he's done.
It's too late to change the ordinance on
I
this.
get where he
Oh.
is and where that falls, but I'm just saying, moving forward, we're just gonna go ahead and then we're not gonna even think about doing putting it, and it may not affect Cecil Road.
Right.
But why can't we, they have the verbiage right now, amend it right now and make a recommendation? What can we write, how can we do it amended? Right
So,
now?
but we would have to have a public hearing on it,
I
correct?
understand.
Yes, we're changing the
That's-
ordinance.
But this commission, can we not amend this thing and make a recommendation? So let's do it.
We can propose to the police bureau that the ordinance be changed and give them.
And then still have to vote on it.
And they would vote on it.
I understand that. Let's do it. Let's
We can't do it right this second.
Okay, that's my next
But
It's
question.
not on the agenda, because we've already approved the
We
agenda.
approve the agenda, so we can't do it right this, so we're still a month away from being able to recommend it and set the public hearing. Correct? Or more Robert's rules.
That's all right.
Oh,
Then when we come back in the next meeting, we can have something
Ready to go.
that says, it's right there, so we can
Because,
say.
because we're
Okay,
gonna,
who's gonna get together and do that? There's my question right there, we can talk about it. But the visual, need the verbiage. I wanna see it, I wanna see where we're gonna amend it, where it's gonna land, and how we're gonna get it approved.
it would have to be discussed at the next meeting.
Somebody would have to draft up the change,
Right,
put it up at the next meeting
right.
for a public hearing, 5:30, and then we could vote on it at 6 o'clock. And then that would send a recommendation to change the ordinance to the police jury.
So
The
we're
police jury
basically
would
6
vote
weeks
on
away
it.
from it, more or less.
And you,
I can have it changed.
you got a mom?
I'll do it.
And I mean,
Wow, that's what I wanna see.
Yeah,
I wanna see
and
where
set it
we're
out
going.
before the meeting, so we can look at it.
But I'm still not getting emails to the meetings, so, I mean, I'll try.
all right.
I'll do my best.
I'm not getting anything, so that's
Sure.
what you did. So,
You
don't-
just-
I make a motion to approve the rezoning.
So make a move
Okay.
to approve the
Add,
zoning
maybe it's,
For the solid
for,
waste.
for the parcel property from A2 to R4. All right, can I get a second?
Yeah, I'll second that.
All right. All in favor? Is it, yes, all opposed?
Change recommendation.
Ayes have it.
Who was the change from what to what?
A2 to R4.
A2 to R4. Okay. All right, that brings us to new business. All maps have been advertised as
Order number
required.
16.
No, I'm pretty sure they haven't. No. All maps have been advertised as required. That brings us to the Daniel Starr Wilson map. Is there anybody here to represent that map? All right. Existing trash. It's a Barrett map. Barrett Smith. Alright.
Looks like anybody's here to speak on it.
The survey map is showing removal of lot A1 from the remaining northeast portion of lot A of the Daniel Starr Wilson Jr. property. So, so it's removing, yeah, it's pretty straightforward. Well, it's got an interesting division in it right there, and one was divided already, and the other piece of property was still left. They put a lot right in the middle and cut off a piece of property right there. You see where the A1 was part of A, but then there was a tract that was 1.89 that was cut out in the middle of it. They never really designated the A1, is what happened. So he did call him out, he was concerned about not being able to be here tonight. So, anybody else here to speak on this map? All right, let's close the public hearing.
Make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
All right, Ms. Debbie O?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ms. Ferguson?
Yes.
Mr. McDermott?
Yes.
Mr. Peterson?
Yes.
It's unanimous. All right, that brings us to, the Dane Gillen map showing a division of Lot A. Is there anybody here to represent that map? All right, that's a map, L&L Land Surveying. Where's our description? Maps showing survey and division of Lot A, Henry Whitley Tract into Lot A1 and Lot A2. Is there anybody else here to speak on this map? Let's close the public hearing. And I need a recommendation.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
All right. Ms. Odom?
Yes.
Ms. Anderson?
Yes.
Mr. Cotton?
Yes.
Ms. Ferguson?
Yes.
Mr. McDermott?
Yes.
Mr. Peterson?
Yes.
Joshua, yes. It's unanimous. All right, that brings us to the Alvin Todd Kelly map. We finally have somebody. Thank you. Thank you for coming.
We had a tract next at 107.80 acres in it, and it had its frontage there. If you see that 100-foot wide panhandle about a pond going out to the highway, that was the frontage for tract X. So they wanted to subdivide it into two pieces. So we had to carve out another panhandle. We took it out of that lot 1. That's that blow-up detail, that enlargement detail. We removed, was that half an acre from lot 1, and the lot 1 became 1 acre, 2.70 acres, and we attached that half an acre to tract X2, so both X1 and X2 have 100 feet or more than 100 feet of frontage on the highway. So that's what we were doing with this map.
Is there anybody else here to speak on this map? Let's close the public hearing.
Motion to approve.
All right. Ms. Odom?
Yes.
Ms. Anderson?
Yes.
Mr. Cotton?
Yeah.
Ms. Ferguson?
Yes.
Mr. McDermott?
Yes.
Ms. Peterson?
Yes.
And Joshua, it is unanimous.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's it.
All right, we have no maps considered under administrative procedures. Other, we have none. Police jury, do we have anything for the police jury? Thank you. Legal advisor is not present. Public comment, anybody have anything else you want to speak on? Yes,
So
ma'am.
the second map, who did the second?
Second.
Dane Gillen?
No,
I did.
who seconded? the
Oh,
motion?
okay.
I did.
It's all right.
All right. Mr. Cotton, do you want to speak on anything? Mr. Cotton, would you like to speak on anything? All right, thank you. Yeah, that's all.
We're
All right.
late, we're late for something.
Can I get-
ready.
Can I get a motion to adjourn?
To adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion adjourned, meeting adjourned.
Congratulations on your retirement.
Yes, sir.
I'm literally going to.
We have one extra map we need to sign that
Here you
we
go.
just had a
Do
name
I have
change.
the correct email address for you all?
Or it's
Mine's in it.
What y'all got so important?
Oh, we're going to
Less than 30 days.
Tuesday, gotta be good. See y'all next time.
Be careful.
Oh, okay.
Oh, come on.
No, I know you.
Where these people coming from, man?
So,
Our people, that's why.
Oh,
Okay, because, my sister gets.
Look at that.
anything?
Oh, okay.
And then what's one, weeks on, and then it
street was
So
down.
we cleared off the paper, that's my house. That's why I'm on
That's all about taking me.
One thing about this public hearing, y'all,
Well, we can't stop,
one thing right away, always give you things something. So we're not looking at Ashley. So one thing to have conversation with, the way it was phrased, actually, all we did is zoning. So nothing else has been done.
Right, and then probably
Only something.
various point that says we grant the, we'll figure it out, we'll get it together, but at the end of the day, I just feel like we can't have people keep going through what we know is obviously wrong, to come back and bite us again.
Well, the only way we can fix it is if we're willing to have the public hearings and spot what we need to. And we can have public hearings every week. That's not a problem, every month. It's not a problem. But if we wanna start, if there's things that we have concerns about that we need to start shipping, we can start shipping away
We
now.
need to start shifting, especially when they're obvious in the.
I'm staying in sign.